How's it going, everybody? Really excited to welcome Jason Bishop to the Virtual Lacrosse Summit. Jason was the offensive coordinator for the junior Adanacs for 3 years. He's now moved on to the senior Adanacs. He's also a Western scout for the Colorado Mammoth. Has coached for many years and one of the best offensive minds in Western Canada. So tonight we're going to be getting Jason to take us through the goals scored for the Adanacs in the 2018 Minto Cup. So let's get this going.
All right.
So a little transition. Was this just an individual play, or was this something that the rest of the teammates were trying to clear out for?
No, we talked about if you freeze it there, you can actually see Colin, if you go back, you can see how as they channel, because they played the turn down, which means the top defenders actually sort of on Colin's back.
Yeah.
The low defenders were actually making mistakes here. So if Sonny Larson Sundown, if he pops up here, if he pops as Munzie goes under, but the anchor, the low guy, he has to stay. The defense actually makes a mistake here. As Munzie fakes the flip, if you run it now, he fakes the flip and the defender goes up, and that gives him a lane to the net. That's just a great play. That's a great play by him to read the low defender. What really needs to happen there is the low defender needs to stay.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were making mistakes on the low defender there, how he would come up in the two-man. You'll see it. There's a bit of a pattern there, the low defender. That's a great play. I like how Munzie goes all the way across the crease there. He doesn't shoot early. He gets across the net so he can see the whole net. That's a great play.
Yeah, that was a big one. Game one, first goal of the Minto. All right, so here we are getting into your offense, early offense.
Yeah. We just get the ball to that. Basically, we're trying to go two-man, three-man, two-man. So we usually play a two-man away. So that means two-man away from the bench. Yeah. Right. So the ball will usually start on the two-man side. Yeah. Right. So here, Chase just sees a seam. What you can see. So as they switch here, you can see Chase gets the ball. He drifts.
Yeah.
Right here. So right there. So the approach of the defender, this is another pattern that you'll see over and over. The approach of that defender, the goalie can't even see the ball coming because of the approach. Chase actually shoots this ball right off of this defender's hip, which we talked about.
It's really
the goalie literally can't even see the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Chase does a good job. Like you said, you use their terminology drift. What do you mean by that?
Well, he's backpedaling right here, right there. See how he went backwards? He's actually using the pick and making them switch. It's a good pick too, right?
Yeah. Where did he put that on?
Look at, I can't see from here. It looks short side, but look where Chase shoots from. That is so far away from the net, but the goalie actually can't see the ball.
Yeah, he doesn't move.
Till the last second. He doesn't even move till the last second there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do you guys go with two-man side away from the bench? Just easier to sub it that way?
Well, you got to get off the floor, right? So your three-man started getting off the floor.
Yeah.
And then if the ball goes, so say the ball went two-man, then it goes back to the three-man here. So we're running a three-man. If the ball ends up going back to the two-man, the two-man's usually got 8 seconds probably to get to the net, get a rebound. Maybe the low three-man stays, but the two other offensive players they're getting off the floor.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's not for getting on, it's for getting off.
Yeah, for sure. Or a bench seal. You can do it. We do a couple of bench seals.
Yeah.
Ethan Ticehurst and Tranny. He shoots that shot he's an amazing player. Fast as lightning, and he gets down the floor a lot. In this Minto, he really got down the floor. He's really effective. Scores a couple of huge goals. Tranny goals are you need to get 2 or 3 tranny goals a game if you're going to compete.
I noticed that he shot this from just inside the dotted line. Why is he shooting it there instead of coming all the way in and dunking it?
Well, he's got better shooting angle, right? There's more to see, more to shoot at. A lot of the times goalies wait for you to, like, they get set. Like, if you shoot the ball before a goalie's set, really hard. It's really hard for them to stop it.
Yeah. You can see he stepped actually before the shot, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good goalie too. He's a young guy, right? Orleman, young guy. He's still playing junior.
Is Orleman? He's in the NLL, isn't he?
No, that's his brother.
I think both brothers are in, I thought.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Where does the younger one play? I don't even know where the younger one plays. He must be like practice then, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a great shot by Dannon. Dannon's got a great twister. It looks like he goes short side. This isn't a set play. Dannon just decides to shoot the ball.
So this, when you talk about his twister, he raising his hands up. I mean, it's basically changing the angles, right? So that it's giving inside pipe angle. If the goalie doesn't move, he can slide it in there. But if the goalie does move, he can sort of push it to the far pipe, correct?
Yeah, you can really tell like how his front foot steps away. Like as he steps away, so he shoots this one short side.
Yeah.
Right? But like he could actually push that like far side. The next shot, that's a really good shot to learn.
Yeah.
To be able to shoot short side or far side. He has a really good twister. He's always getting goalies leaning the wrong way.
So a little 4-on-3 power play here.
Yeah, we just up-pick the corner. We up-pick the corner, Chase attacks, and then Sonny's on the backside. Like 4-on-3, there's a couple ways to play a 4-on-3. Like typically, like right now, how they're playing right there, like we don't actually need to pick the corner. We could just pass to the crease because there's 2 up and 1 back. A lot of teams play 1 up, 2 back, and then they just rotate. But here they're playing 2 up, 1 back, and then the goalie's sitting in. But like as Chase attacks, he steps out, right? So we just pick the corner. Chase sort of drifts again, like takes the ball wide. He could shoot. Sonny was on the backside. We talked about this play, and Chase came off and said, I told you Sonny was there. And we were all laughing because we'd been telling Chase that Sonny was there the whole tournament. But he came off saying it was his idea. So it was sort of funny.
That is good.
He's an awesome player. He's an awesome kid.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
All these guys are just like incredible kids.
The way that he comes off this, though, looking like he's shooting,
Yeah.
you know, is the whole key, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah.
In the drift, I just love the technique. I love the terminology and the patience that it allows you to sort of have, you know?
Well, you have to think too, like we just saw Chase shoot off of that.
Right.
He just shot and scored, right? Off of that same sort of movement. And now he drifts and he passes. Like it's actually to be deceptive, right?
Big time. So here you go with a 3-man side on the bench side again, right?
Yeah, yeah. Should always be.
It seemed like you guys went with a strong lefty side a lot during the course of the year, though. Was that just mostly first and third or something like that?
It is, yeah. 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 It just depends which way we're going. We would always try to be 3-man bench side, but sometimes the guys are gassed, right? You can't stay. But a lot of the times we're a 3-man bench side.
So what do you guys have as a 3-man action here?
I don't know what we're doing here. You got to play it through.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're basically just picking. It's like a broken play, right? It's like broken.
Yeah.
And then Johnny just gets a loose ball and rips it. Again, the goalie can't see the ball. Like he doesn't even move. He literally doesn't even move. Like Chase slips, like we're just sort of probably doing a movement. Like a lot of the offense that I do, they'll be like, we'll have sort of we could have 3 or 4 like set plays per game, but most of it is like motion offense. Like most of it is like a pattern that we just try to play. So Johnny just like rips it.
Whoops.
Again, like a lot of pressure. Sonny chases. So you can actually see again, like the turn, like how they're making a mistake on the turn. Like Fulton gets this ball, and as soon as he goes, the anchor has to stay. It's a type of defense, right? It's not necessarily how everybody would play or conventionally how a team would play, especially in minor. Somebody's like how they're chasing right there. Like see how the anchor stays and 19's chasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sonny stays up, and now the flip is there.
Yeah.
And the only one that can help the flip, it actually shouldn't be that guy. Like they're making this is a defensive mistake. Like it shouldn't be him. It should be the guy that's over. That doesn't have a man. Like we're going off the floor here. Like we're getting back. There's 8-7, right? Like we're thinking about going back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a mistake. It's a great like look by Sonny, and again, the goalie plays the shot and it goes to the crease, right? It's one of the hardest things to do with kids, I find too, coaching, is to have them like be a threat to shoot or to go to the net or to score or to attack a seam and be a passer at the same time.
Yeah, that is hard.
That is actually like a real skill.
Because basically when they're going to the rack, it's hard to see. And if they're looking, they're not a threat, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, and in this, you can really see like almost all of the time, this offense is like everybody's moving. All like nobody's standing really ever.
Who scored that
great
one?
Play.
Who scored that one?
That was John Hossef. Yeah, so off the 3-man side, we're actually like Chase just pushes up and slips the 3-man. So we go 2-man away. We pick, repick the 2-man. The ball swings here. Like it's a good look. Sonny's still being a threat. Fulton's still being a threat. But if you look, like Chase just chases up out of the middle. So he comes up, and then how Johnny attacks, Chase's man actually goes to the ball. Like if you look at the middle of the 3-man, like right here. So right here, Chase just comes up to the guy off ball right there. That actually is created. Like that looks like, so that's a great play by Chase to slip there. But that's actually created by the ball carrier. Like the ball carrier, like Johnny actually did that. Like he just takes the ball and then quickly attacks like 2 steps, and that defender steps, and then Chase slips. And there's 2 guys checking Johnny.
Yeah, it's very interesting because basically this guy is Johnny's guy.
Yeah.
But because because of Johnny's position, he's sort of in a bad angle. And then all of a sudden, Chase's guy thinks he has to step up, right?
Yeah, yeah. But if Johnny's not a threat here, like if Johnny's not a threat, that doesn't happen. Like that play actually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's a great slip.
That was.
Yeah.
How often do you guys, and when you're just kind of playing your motion, ball swings over, is your kind of main look here going to be this up pick between Chase and Johnny, and if it's not there, what would be the next motion that you would do?
The ball, if that wasn't there, the ball would probably go low. Like the ball would go to, I think it's Folds, or is it Will? I can't tell. The ball would be passed low.
Yeah.
And then carried up again.
Carried up with a pick or a slip.
With a pick down, yeah. And then Fulton should be up picking, like from the left side. Like they should pick, repick. Like basically east, west, north, south. East, west, north, south. It should never end. Unless we're doing like a set play. Like this is a set play to chase out of the middle, right?
Yeah. Talk about the pick, repick here with the lefties to begin with.
Yeah, so we just push down. Fulton picks down. And it's actually like that play right there. If Fulton pushes up a bit, like how they just moved right there, you see that play in the NFL all the time, where they play it off the elbow a lot. Like Stotts and Lyle Thompson will do that pick right there. They'll just go one way and we'll go the other way. And what makes it super effective is actually the ball carrier. Like how Sonny moves here, it's really hard to defend that. If you're off the elbow, like if you're on the elbow, which is sort of like up from the net. Yeah.
So the way Sonny gets this, the up pick's coming, and by sort of going underneath, he can engage the switch of the pickers, the low man to play him. But if he could engage this guy for a second so he couldn't switch, he could have a clean pick and roll. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like basically by running down, he almost let that guy switch it. Whereas if he would have stayed high and kept him engaged while he was engaged, he might have been able to have that little pick and roll. That's just something I've been working on lately in field lacrosse. And I see it. I had this conversation with Darius Kilgar, actually. He used to say that he would get to this position, and as soon as he got here, he would open up to his own man and hold him there for a second, and then he could go in on the 2-on-1.
Yeah. Yeah, like to actually, like Fulton's almost open there though. But what's really like, so what I see there that's even more open, like if you just go a little bit more, little bit, right there, stop. If Fulton just sealed 15 now,
oh yeah,
Sonny would go right over top.
Yeah, big time.
Like right over top. You know what I mean? And we start to do that later, like so pick seal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's really open. Even in the NLL, that's open. That's really hard to defend because the defenders actually has to respond to the slip, right? Like pick and then seal.
It's pretty funny. I was with Munzie and my kids and a bunch of friends, and we were playing pickup yesterday.
Yeah.
My daughter got sealed, and Colin's like, Pat says, never get sealed. If you get sealed, you're gonna be out.
Yeah, you gotta ole. You can't get sealed. Yeah,
you gotta ole. It's interesting too because Sonny's dodge here though also drew this man, which actually really helped it out. Is that what you were saying about before?
Yeah, yeah, to like be a threat, right? To be a threat.
Yeah, they overhelped a little bit.
For sure. Yeah, they made mistakes in a lot of this. Like we're actually sort of picking them apart a bit. I think that was Ryland Reese in transition, I think.
Yeah.
Just a great all-around player who came to our team at the end. He's just he's like an amazing player. Great athlete, good kid.
Did he get hurt in this game? He might have been out.
Yeah, he broke his ankle. Yeah. He was like all world at the Worlds. He just came back from the Worlds. Yeah. And I think he played a lot of lacrosse in a short period of time. So I think his body just said, hey, you're not a robot. But he played outstanding when he played. That's Munzie doing a face dodge. So that's another thing, like the gap between in the two man to read. So even like this is a good pick by Fulton. Like, and this is one of the things we talked about, like because we kept picking them and not making them switch. Like if you're gonna set a pick, make them switch. The next time, then slip. Like you gotta almost commit to like making them switch. You know, and you can see here, like Munzie could have shot that ball. Like it's actually not even his check. Like the two man isn't even like involved here anymore. Like the low defender is trapped under. Yeah. But you know the face dodge comes like that's Sonny's man. Like that's even close to him, right? It's a great read to see the seam. Like, and it's strange. Like sometimes it's like what I'm saying, to be a passer and a threat at the same time. Like Munzie actually sees a seam and goes through it. Like you can actually see it. Like you have to go there. Like get to the net. Like you have to get to the net, right? It's great play. Awesome play.
What about why did the picker's man stay low and give?
Yeah, it's almost like how they were playing though. That's what I mean. Like we were trapping them low. You see that in the NLL all the time too. The low defender he'll get trapped low.
Wouldn't he?
Pardon me?
You see that in the NLL a lot, but this guy wouldn't be getting picked low. He'd be high, right? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's high basically is that problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the low defender will stay low is what I mean. Yeah. Like you can trap the low guy low, but you should always be playing like our defense, we would play that low as the lowest man. Like he should actually be up with the pick right now, not trapped low, right?
I gotcha. Low is the lowest man.
But they always like it's sort of like different styles of defense. Like this is actually a defense they're playing, right? Yeah. I think it's a mistake myself. Like I think they should switch high there, right? If they played up there and just switched, Munzie wouldn't have got to the net there.
By the way, I just lost that. Sorry. Here it is. Yeah, I was just wondering, in your guys' defense, this guy would not be even, or he would be above, right?
Well, it depends if you're playing the turn down or not. If you're playing a regular defense,
Yeah.
he's in the right spot right now. If you're playing regular D,
Yeah.
and you're almost channeling up from low, and you're never getting beat low. It's when you get east west here. So see how we're east west. We're trying to attack them east west, right?
Yep.
Which is boards to boards, not end to end.
Right.
Like it's actually an east west pick. So
Yes.
really defensively, the guy that's being picked should be open, and the low guy should be up, like as high as the lowest guy. So the lowest guy is actually Fulton picking.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they just switch there, like Muncie wouldn't. Yeah, it's like that's like a regular thing. But I don't know. They're trying to play low.
But that's why I was saying, like, it seemed like they were trying to play the turn down, but their on-ball defender was not doing it. That was
yeah. This is a great play by Muncie.
What do we got here at the end of the game?
Yeah, just empty net.
All right, so that was game one.
That's right. Now, so now we've like gone through all of the drama, right?
Yeah.
We beat them in game one. Now we go through all the drama. We got our two veteran refs that come out that are willing to do the. It was sort of funny though. Like they're like lacrosse in general is sort of a funny sport where everybody like is screaming at the ref. Like I don't know. Like there isn't too many sports where everybody's screaming at the ref. You know, like think about that. Like so Pat's always just talking about like being in the process and like what's next and like sort of focusing on what we can control, and the refs, we cannot control them, right? And their bench was like volatile. Like in game one, their bench was like crazy. And then we had a meeting before this game with the commissioners, and they said one word to the ref and you're gone. So it was just like silent on their bench and silent on our bench. It was like, it was pretty awesome. And to tell you the truth, I actually think it made the game better. Like it took like the screaming and the sort of trying to get a call, like by screaming at the ref, out of the game.
Yeah.
And the kids got to play, and it was like, man, it was some like awesome lacrosse. It was really awesome.
Well, there was also the drama was kind of over because the game was back on, but at the same time, it was kind of crazy because at a certain point here, it seemed like, the rules were being changed for a particular player, right? And so all of a sudden it was like, well, wait a minute, is this even going to be fair? So it was, but it was played out fair. But I can tell you, being in the stands, I was very nervous. So what do you got going on your power play?
Yeah, so the power, we're just trying to move and see. I think we do like a double up here. Like, we just cross out, right? And like, so what makes this play like effective is like how we seal both sides. But it's actually how Denon, I'll use the word again, how Denon just steps back, drifting a bit. He actually gives like Folds more time because Folds is right-handed. Uh-huh. So he actually needs the space like on his stick side. So as Denon catches the ball, you can actually see like the gap now to that top defender is like way greater, right? And Sonny's late here. I don't know what Sonny's doing. Sonny's sleeping here on this. He should have went like way earlier to seal that. Like he should have had a free shot there. Yeah. And we actually tried to bring that guy over, but just pretty simple play. We just did like cross out.
What was what shot did Dylan execute on this one? Could you tell? He shot a lot of underhand shots, but this one looked overhand.
Yeah, it looks like he shot overhand, like at his hip. Like any goalie in box, you get the ball at his hip. It's really hard, especially stick side hip. It's like that's a really hard stop for him to stop. That's just a great shot. Yeah, anywhere at the goalie's hip and box across is a good shot. Especially stick side.
Oh, especially stick side. Why? Because they have their hand to block it.
Yeah. Or low glove, like everybody wants to score in the top corner, even in field, but a low shot's like a guaranteed goal, right?
Yeah. I was just going on to say that Foldsy had a pretty good year with Penn State last year.
Yeah. Yeah, they went on building, right? It's awesome.
Yeah. Is that Clayton?
Yeah, Will there. We're trying to do a 1-4, which would be like a 1-4 would just be like a 2 east-west. So there's like 4 guys low, basically, and 1 guy at X. So you can sort of see it as Sonny stays at X, or 3 man's at X, right? And then you can see 4 guys low. So we're just trying to like swing the ball through X, right? And then attack east-west with speed. Yeah. And this, like, you can't really, this play doesn't work out. It's broken, and Will goes and scores. But you can see as Sonny gets the ball in the swing, as he's passing the ball, Will's going to set a pick. You know what I mean? Like, ideally here, Chase would have caught the ball, and he would have went right over top there. But there would have been like a 2-on-1. Like, you can see the 2-on-1 happening. Like, if Chase had the ball right now and Will picked there, it's a 2-on-1 against 4 to the net, right?
How often did you guys run out of this 1-4?
A lot, yeah. We do it a lot. Yeah, so as soon as, say we're in the 1-4 here, the ball goes through X. Sonny has the option of reading, like, whether he cuts or whether he stays. Yeah. So if he cuts, then the other lefty, then Denon would fill up to X, right? And then Sonny would push in and just pick. As soon as, say, Chase got over top here, and then Will goes to the net, then they would just go north-south. So it just goes east-west, north-south, and it just repeats. Yeah. Like pick, repick, pick, repick, pick, repick, swing through X. Like, that's a really good motion offense.
That is.
You see that in the NLL. Like, last week we played Georgia, and Georgia did it the other way, though. They actually had 4 high on the elbows, and they had 1 player below GLE. So they actually had, like, the low player. The 1 was actually low to take the help away, and they just played 2 2-mans off the elbows. It's, like, really effective.
I saw that last night, I think, a little bit. I feel like that might happen. Or no, maybe I'm mistaken. I've watched a few games, but I remember seeing that. And Paul Day talked a lot about his 1-4. And by the way, Penn State runs this offense. You know, we have 6 players in the field, so the extra guy was behind. But they basically had the exact same thing going on with a 2-man action, a backside 2-man action, and the option of this guy to cut. Yeah, stay.
It's really hard to, like, if you can run that, it's really hard to stop. That's a really good offense. Everybody's moving, everybody's picking. But Will was on fire. He played really well. Amazing shooter, great player. Yeah. Like, he shoots this short side. He shoots a bunch short side on him in this. He actually gets it short side. I don't know. He shouldn't score from there on short side.
There's the seal.
Yeah. So we started sealing as they started changing a bit. We started sealing this top guy, just pushing in and stopping, and then just trying to run off it. And it was really effective. Like, we're starting to scout them now. We're studying with game film. Like, we're really trying to see what they're doing and attack them, get matchups. Munzie just turns the corner, good shot, and then Chase, like, cleans it up. Always a backside presence on the rebound. Yeah. So whatever side you're shooting, there should always be, like, a backside presence for the rebounds.
One of the things about this seal down too is that he sealed his own guy, and then he got the other guy too.
Yeah. Yeah. Fulton, he did a lot of work there. He didn't score a lot in this Minto, but in the first 3 games, he played, like, really well. He did a lot of work.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's a great play. So if you have your 3-man side, so this would be like a bench seal. So we're 3-man strong. We delay off the bench, and then your shooter just comes on late, and then we just push in and seal. The ball goes from the 2-man. So we're actually just pushing in, and then Denon sort of gets the ball late. And then just he face dodges here, but, like, this is actually a play to shoot. The great play, though, by Denon. Denon had a great Minto. He's an awesome player.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too, because I think he face dodged because the guy a different guy, wasn't the guy being sealed that fought through. It was somebody else that just got there so fast that it just allowed him to make it look easy.
Well, and you have to think, again, in the game that we've watched already, like in the first game, he actually scored from there with the twister.
Yeah, that's right.
So now he's coming off the bench and everybody's thinking he's shooting, right? Like, to have the deception. Like, just don't be one-dimensional. Like, shoot and score, and then go to the net. You know what I mean? Like, they're actually all thinking, like, Yeah, that's like really bad defense, though.
But that's what's also so cool about a 5-game series, because you just get to like get into it, right?
Yeah, you actually learn the other team. You actually get to like see and try to adjust, right?
Yeah. So what do we got here?
Will blew that short side again. Sometimes when you carry up, though, like if you carry up, a lot of the times you carry up and you swing. And in this one, we actually like carry up and pass back to our same side. So at the start of the play, like Johnny actually like carried up and passed back to go into a 2-man. So it looks like we're going to swing. And off ball, we're moving. So keep going. Yeah, so it actually looks like we're going to swing, and we don't, though. We actually pass. Oh, it's before that.
Oh, wait. We back it up.
Yeah. It's like when Johnny has it. Yeah, here we go.
No,
yeah, Johnny gets the ball. No, that's just the play before.
Right here.
Right here. Johnny has the ball. He carries up.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to swing, right?
Yeah.
But then he passes it back down to his side to go into a 2-man. Look how spread out the 2-man is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then our 3-man is busy, right? Our 3-man is busy, and we just carry up and face dodge. How Johnny slips here, you can see how busy we are off ball. How Johnny slips here is what creates this shot, though. We actually trap him low again, and then we shoot the ball around the defender again. Like his approach is like really bad. The defender's approach, like he literally can't see. The goalie can't see the ball like at all here.
So how should he be approaching?
He should be if you're going to approach, right, you should be getting hit with the ball. The goalie should be playing short side, and you should be taking away far side. You should get, if you're a defender right there, you have to want to get hit with the ball right in the chest and play the guy's body. Like actually, his hips should be turned.
Yeah.
But you can see the goalie doesn't see it. It's that ball goes short side.
Short side high.
Look at how much space there is short side. I don't know how he puts it in short side, but I think it goes short side there. A great shot.
Yeah.
But then Johnny's there actually cleaning up the rebounds, right? Like Johnny's actually going to the net there for the rebound. Like that's a great play.
Is that so is that his responsibility to get the rebound?
He's looking for the ball. As soon as there's a shot, he's rebound for sure. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes one of these guys too.
For sure, the low guy away from the ball should be going. Those other two guys, 7 seconds, like Sonny's actually thinking about getting off, right?
Yeah.
Holden's thinking about getting off the floor. You give up tranny goals. It's like, I know that's not like minor, right? Like in minor, you could run a press, like you could do whatever you wanted in minor because you got to go back. But, you get playing OD, you got to get off the floor. Denon just decides to go to the net here, and then Will just like rips one. Again, I don't know. It's if you're a defender, and the guy, so Denon gets a look here. He gets to the net, right? Will gets knocked down, so he's pissed off now, and he gets knocked down, and then he gets the ball here. But so right here, you gotta like you got to finish through the body there. Like if he's going to score there, you need to hit him if you're a defender. You need to like make contact here. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He's like, it's a great shot again by Will. I think he blows it short side again.
Back on the power play?
Yeah, back on the power. We sort of talked about sealing this top guy. It's sort of broken. You can sort of see it. It's a play called Shadow. So Sonny, Denon goes in the middle.
Yeah.
So he's underneath the top guy. Sort of messes with him a bit.
Yeah.
And then the ball goes. So Denon cuts, and that gets this top guy to go in as Denon cuts. So Denon could get the ball, but then Sonny pushes in and seals, and Denon spins out of that. Sonny doesn't seal well here. Like Sonny needs to seal that guy. Like if Sonny sealed the low guy there, Sonny's the guy in the middle, number 8 there. Yeah. If he just stayed with that seal, Dannon's wide open. Like when you seal, it actually means you can't let the guy go. Like Sonny let him go here, which turned out to be good. So in the future here, we do a couple plays off of this, like a read off of this. Dannon blows it short side again.
Look at that. Look at his stick angle on his twister, though, huh? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like you almost like you arch your back to gain angle.
Yeah. That was a great shot.
So this is the end of game 2. And this was where it was like, wow. You know, it was like game 1 wasn't a surprise, but it was a huge win. And then all the drama. And I felt like the pressure was really on, in many ways, on the Adanacs in game 2, just because, you know, Teat was going to play. And all of a sudden, you know, can we do it? And sure enough.
Yeah, like in this series too, like something that nobody really knows about is like how Christian had an abscessed tooth.
Oh, yeah.
And like was in the hospital. Like Christian was in the hospital, like getting IV, and like his face was like all swollen up. And it was incredible to see him like as an athlete go through the pain he was in. Like his face barely fit in his mask. And he went out and he was like game MVP. Like it was incredible to see him as an athlete like, go through that and like play as well as he did. Like he didn't just go play and like gut it out. You know what I mean? Like he actually went and performed like at such a high level. It was incredible to see that. It's one of the most incredible things I've seen in sport, like him doing that. Like, you know what it's like to have a toothache.
Yeah. Like
to actually play like through that. It was like incredible to see his desire to win. Like really amazing competitor.
It was about it was like a 4 or 5 day, you know, like issue too, right? Because I mean,
it was gross.
Saturday night, you know, long before the game 1 was on a Monday or something, on the Saturday night or whatever. I mean, you remember it was like he
looked terrible.
Yeah,
he looked terrible. It's incredible. Yeah. So here we're 4-on-3 again. Chase has a good idea again, I think, here about the up pick and seeing Sonny. I think we do the same play. Except Sonny, they go to Sonny this time because they're ready for it, and then Sonny just pushes off like and gets some time and space. Rips a sidearm. Like so they sort of respond to the play a bit, but like everybody's open. Like Sonny could have passed it back, or they just totally collapsed on it, right? And then, you know, Larson, he was incredible in this. Like he really he was amazing in this series. Like and
he was
scored some huge goals and really led our team. Like he was incredible here.
Yeah, no doubt. He's a sick player. I mean, poised right here to step back and then start hitching again, you know?
Yeah, but to see the net and like hit a spot. You know what I mean? So many like offensive players shoot the ball at the net. Like I always say, like, are you a goal scorer or do you shoot the ball at the net? You know what I mean? Like he actually sees the net here and then hits a spot.
And he hammered it too.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Again, like Folds on the rebound, right? Like just being hard to the net.
Yeah.
Like just being relentless about like being okay with this running through a pile, getting a loose ball, like getting to the net, getting it done. Like we're literally just all around the net, all working hard. Yeah. You got to crash. Good things come from shots and rebounds. Yeah, so Muzzy sort of shoots off this. Fulton almost does exactly the same thing. Like we kept talking about this in the 2-man, right? So he pushes in and then Fulton tries to seal here again, right? Munzie just gets a step. He just gets a step and lets her fly. Literally the goalie can't see the ball.
Like Fulton does such a good job of picking both guys. I mean, that all of a sudden the switch is totally out of position, right?
Well, he's coming up. Like he's trapped down and he has to come up now. And usually like in the 2-man, it's usually not that high. Like look at where they're defending. Like that's really far away from the net, but it's a great shot. Again, like if you're a defender, you can't let the ball can't get shot around you. Like if the ball is going around you, you're not in the right spot. Like the ball's got to go in front of you if it goes anywhere. It can't go around you. As soon as the ball goes around you, the goalie can't see the ball.
The ball can't get shot around you is such an interesting concept. It's not something that people think about as much in field, but on the flip side, you want to shoot it around your man every time you can, right?
Yeah, or around the pick, over the pick. Like the goalie can't see the ball. Like, I don't know, we play this through. I don't even, does the goalie even move before the ball is in the net? Like, it's literally, he doesn't even like see the ball. Like, that's not a laser either. Like, that's just a like good rip at the net. It's like, it's on the run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a field type of shot, actually.
Yeah. I really like a lot of that stuff Munzie brought. He brought his own flavor. He brought a lot of like field to the game. It's really, he's an awesome kid too, man. I love that guy. All these kids I coach, like I love all these kids, man. It's like we have a life.
Yeah.
A life we'll never forget what we did here and how we did it. It's like so awesome.
Yeah, it's special, man. The culture of the Coquitlam Atanaks is just unbelievable.
Yeah. You know, the management's awesome. The, you know, coaching with Pat is awesome. You know, coach with Kyle the year before, like just great coaches, and the players all like buy in. Like they're all like, you know, committed.
So what happened?
Yeah, so we just try to double pick down, right? Double pick down, one of the simplest plays. 3-man side, pick, like just seal. Look where Chase's man is. Like he's below the 2, right? We just bench seal it. Shot, he scores. Again, look how far away from the net he is. Like, so now he shoots it over the defender, not around him, over him.
Yeah.
The goalie can't even see it.
Where do you put that?
We got net presence. Look at the net presence. We got 2 guys going to the net. We got a guy going off, and Dannon's low. Like, it's actually like, that's like a set play. Chase played so good.
Yeah, he did. So you guys played a fair amount of one guy in the middle, almost like a 5-on-a-die setup on your power play. Can you talk a little bit about why you did that? I love that look. It reminds me of field lacrosse a lot, where you like to try to get it inside and pop it out sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, the inside here, this play right here, because Larson can actually score from his wrong side. Like Larson could score from there. So this is his set play too. It's called Hollywood, like where Chase is a threat. And then if the low guy comes out, so we hadn't really done this a lot. Chase is the low guy. So if the low guy comes out, Sonny's open, really like how they collapse there. Everybody's open, but Sonny just sees the backside. I don't know. Is that Munzie that scores there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Sonny does that pass on his own though. Like this play is actually to Sonny there. But like how they collapse, like a great read to see that. But the low guy in the middle, it's really hard to defend, especially if you have outside shooters, because now they have to defend inside and they have to defend outside, right? And the low guy can just move up and down. But on this play, Sonny's actually trying to play on his wrong side. Like this is a set play, like where he's stepping there, and it makes everybody go in. And you'll see we do another play off of this later.
Do you think that this would be a good power play setup? Just this 5-on-a-die, not necessarily the wrong side roll off, but just placing your 5th player in the middle of their box or diamond, because it just means it's either he's open or somebody has to come in enough to cover him that the perimeter is open. Do you think that's a good look for different levels of play, or do you think it's more of a high level look?
No, it's a great play. So if Sonny played up with Denon, so if Sonny played, like if he played up with Denon's the shooter on the left side. Yeah. So say Sonny was up with that defender, like if he was here, like if Sonny could actually play off of that defender as the ball goes to Chase is low, right?
Yeah.
So then it's basically a 2-man. If that defender respects Sonny, then Chase just passes it to Denon.
Right.
If the defender respects Denon, then he just passes it to Chase. Like it's actually really hard to, as if Sonny went into the middle, then Colin would have open on the backside.
So
like
if
it's
Sonny's
actually
here, the ball goes across. If this guy commits to there, then you throw it right back to Denon. And if he doesn't, then Sonny's open in the middle. If a low guy comes up, then he's open, right?
the other way though. The ball should be low to Chase. The ball goes to Chase, and then
Got it, yeah.
and then Sonny picks Denon's man, the back of that, yeah. And then now, as Sonny releases to the net, either Munsey's man has to check him, or Denon's man has to check him, or Denon just goes to the middle of the floor a bit. Like if Denon just goes to the like that, one of those guys is going to be open for sure. Like it's a 3-on-2. It's actually,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So the trick is to move the ball fast as that's happening, so the ball could go up and down on the right side. You know what I mean? But like as the ball is going back, like you can skip that. You can skip it too, from Denon to Chase to Sonny.
From Denon
to Chase to Sonny, releasing off of the pick is a really good play. It's really hard to stop. Like, if you have outside shooters, then it's really hard. Like, really, if Sonny was up with Denon's man, Denon gets the ball. Like, if Sonny was up there, and then Denon got the ball, Sonny could just seal one side of that guy.
Yeah.
Like, on ball. Like, it could be like a really simple play, too. It doesn't have to be complicated. It could be really simple.
So Denon gets it, his man comes up, and then Sonny comes up.
Sonny just seals, and then Denon just goes around. Yeah. So now it's a 2-on-1 with Denon and Folds. You're actually
because I know that there are some minor lacrosse organizations that are interested in a lot of this content, and to me, I remember Colin, I think his coach Sean Allen from St. Catharines used to do this. I mean, it's just like one of the simplest things you can do. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it's like the easiest play to do on a power play is this top guns, where you just pass to the shooter and the top picks the shooter and the guy comes around. So you do that on ball or off ball. If it's done properly, if you actually seal the top and the guy gets over top with the ball, then it's a 2-on-1 and someone gets a shot all the time. It's like you can do it on ball or off ball. But like this play is called Hollywood, but like it's really hard to defend as the middle guy moves, right? Great play. I love when the guys do something that's like spectacular, and then that everybody thinks it's my coaching, but actually Sonny did that on his own. Like, that's a great play by Sonny, but that wasn't the play. That was like really awesome.
Do you feel like this defender came out too far on Chase though?
I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, it's bad.
He should not be coming all the way out there.
No, yeah, they made mistakes. Like they really thought that they were going to pressure us and that it was going to rattle us. You know what I mean? Like, we handled their pressure, and in the Minto Cup, in one of the hardest things coaching offense against our defense is we play the turn down. Yeah. So we practice our offense, but we never get to play our offense against our defense.
Yeah.
Because we have to play against the turn down.
Yeah.
But here, they actually played our type of defense. And it gave our offense the ability to we were ready to play against this defense because of our defense. It's a special type of defense, right? Like, and they sort of went to it, and they didn't like do it all the time, but like they really turned the top.
Yeah. Like that.
Right there, yeah.
Except Ticehurst was too fast. Was that Tice? Who was that?
Was that Tice?
I don't know. It looks like it, but I'm not sure. Is that Will?
I think that's Will Clayton.
Oh yeah.
That's Will Clayton. But that even right there, like that defender, the defender is actually so right now he's trusting that his anchor is low.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have help underneath, then that doesn't work. Like, so I would say that's like inventory, right? Like they got lost in inventory. Like coming down the floor, they didn't sort out who had who and who was playing where.
Yep.
Yeah, like that's a great read by Will to get outside. So if you're the low defender, The only place you can't get beat is underneath. Like ever. You can't get beat underneath if you're the lowest defender. You always have to channel to help.
Is that a rule in the turn down or in all defenses?
All defenses. You can't get beat underneath your lowest defender. You need to talk. If there's no help underneath, you need to say you're alone, right? Like Munzie just reads that he can get by this guy and there's no help underneath. And he literally just goes and beats the guy. And if you're a fast offensive player, you should be thinking of doing this all the time from the half boards. Like the half boards is basically top of the dots, like across the floor, right? But like from there, especially because Sonny is up, and right now they're playing as high as the lowest defender or the lowest offensive player. Like that's how the two-man, they sort of adjusted a bit. So now they're playing up, right?
Yeah.
But then this guy gets beat under. Like if he just channeled up, Munzie wouldn't have been able to do that. But great play, no help, right? And they're so far away from the net and they're face guarding off ball, right? Because we're busy. Busy being like everybody's moving off ball, which creates like they can't help. Like as long as you're busy off, you actually keep people busy.
Sorry, what?
I said we just sort of keep people busy with movement. You know what I mean? If we're trying to attack a two-man, like they get east-west, Munzie just goes underneath, but there's no help.
It's great movement.
Yeah.
Now, do you think part of the reason why they were overplaying it is because they were getting cooked on all the seal downs, and that's why they got sort of, concerned about being sealed and not giving people a top because we scored a bunch of goals that way?
Yeah, I think here, like, Munzie literally runs by the guy. Yeah. Like, I don't know if Munzie has lightning speed there, but, like, like he is channeling up. It's almost like he's caught off guard that he goes under like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's in good position to play there. He just made a mistake. Yeah, that's just like
just like you drew it up.
That's like the lacrosse gods giving us a goal there. Johnny tries a backhand off the boards here. It goes off the boards, I think. And they misplay it. But one thing, like in that play is that everybody's rolling. Everybody's like picking, making switches and rolling. Like if you watch the lefties here, like we pick, like everybody like sets a pick and then we roll. Like you can actually see people opening and rolling. Everybody's moving. Johnny cuts. Like there's a lot of like movement. Like nobody's actually standing.
Right. And that's part of the reason why you can get a freebie like this.
Well, I think that's fortunate for us.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All right. This is game 4 right here.
Yeah. So that game, we lost game 3. And in game 3, like I was driving to the arena and I was actually thinking we're going to win the Minto Cup today. Like I was actually feeling like almost like we're going to beat Brampton today. We're going to win the Minto Cup. And when we lost there, like driving to the arena, we were focused, but like there was part of me that was actually thinking not past the game, but like imagining, thinking like we could actually win the Minto Cup. And it was like a trap. It was literally like driving to the arena. I can remember driving and then driving home after we lost. It was just silent in the car and silent. Like we were like, it was like getting punched in the face. Like it was actually like we could lose the Minto Cup. Like that's actually how it felt like. And it like totally reset our whole team. Like, I don't know if everybody felt like that, but that's really like how I felt. It reset our team, and then we came back in this game and like played like really well.
Yeah.
So that was a great shot by Johnny. It's a good loose ball by Gabe. And then Will, it's sort of like a broken play, right? It's a loose ball, broken play, but like It's a great effort. Gabe gets a great loose ball here. You know what I mean? This is a good pick, though. It's a good switch. Great shot. See Will attack the net there.
Yeah.
So you can actually see the release off the 3-man side. Like if you go back. Yeah, like we pick the top right there. Johnny pivots. We seal. Like the low guy now is sealing, and then he pushes through. Watch, go just play it through. Watch Will go to the net. Like you see how Will could have got the rebound there?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we actually need to have like a net presence. They just get lost. They get lost. They overreact. First goal, right? It's exciting. It's a huge goal. I think Will had 3 goals in this game in the winner.
Yeah, he did.
It's funny. Johnny off the bench. I think that's short, actually. Is that short? No. I think it is short. This is short-handed. It's funny because Johnny's an amazing player. He has, like, great hands. He's a big game player, like, great shooter, but he's not the fastest cat around. And it's funny because he scores 2 goals off the bench here in this game, and he was first off, and Pat was giving me a hard time because he was first off the bench in the game before, and he was going, I don't know if Johnny's the guy to be first off the bench here. But he, like, ripped off the bench here a couple of times and just had, like, lightning speed going to the net, just buried. Like an awesome shot.
So
Sticks up.
You guys are short here?
Pardon me?
You guys are short here?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, they just got lost again. Like they just made mistakes. It's just a mistake. That was awesome. Again, far side, around his defender. Like if you look at the defender's approach, it's all the same. Like shoots the ball right off the defender's hip. A great shot. Goalie can't see the ball.
There's the one inside power play again.
Yeah.
The wrong side.
Yeah, so same play. That's actually Hollywood again, but you can see how they played. So it's the same play where Sonny plays low, but it actually forces them all to be like, I don't know, they all responded to the ball like so much. It's not bad D though. Like that's a good shot. That's a good shot. Dotted line.
It was a good shot, but again, so why is the guy running all the way out there? You know?
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did it again. Like it's almost exactly the same play defensively, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy can't score from there. He actually can't score from there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they ran out there. If you're a defender, don't run out there. Yeah, so there's like a lot of movement there. Like it starts off with Sonny and the 2-man. Like there's, like if you watch the play develop, the ball goes to the half boards. We pick, we get over top, right? So right here, 3-man, Sonny picks, right? Yeah. We get over top. Sonny's on the roll. Like Sonny's actually open right now on the roll, right? Ball swings over top from X. So this is basically a 1-4. Ball swings over top from X. We drift. We get east-west, right? Johnny shovels it back to a swing, and then Dannon rips an outside shot. But if you think of like sometimes, you know, you have to think if the ball only stays on one side of the floor, the goalie only plays one side of the floor. Like if the ball actually goes left, right, left, right? The ball starts there. The goalie's moving. He's got to respect the shot. There's a shot there he's got to respect. Right? Now he's going to get a shovel. He's respecting the shot. Ball comes out. Like if you watch that clip and just watch the goalie, like actually just like as the ball goes over top, just watch how the goalie starts respecting the shot. Respect. Shot there. Shot there. Shot here. Shot there. Like, and he's getting lost, like in how the ball is actually moving. Like people don't actually think about the goalie. But like every time we swing or attack, the goalie's respecting that.
I really, as a fan, and a student of the game, I loved the way you guys would swing the ball and move the ball. It was amazing how unselfish the players were and how they just would bang it. And you're talking about it not just relative to the defense, but also the goalie, right?
Yeah.
Denon had a big game in Game 5 or 2.
Yeah. They actually played their 2-man better there on D. They actually played that better. That is how they should have played it. Like how they turn, you can actually see, like as Johnny gets his ball. So this is how you should play this. So right here, so he face dodges, which is what you want, okay? And then the low defender stays, right? And then there's no threat, and then he shoots up to Will. Like that is how they should have, like that is how they were planning to, like those are 2 defenders, like really good defenders. Like we sort of picked on some of their weaker defenders that were making mistakes. Like these 2 are like really good defenders. Like they.
And so basically, answer me this question. If this guy did have to stay and commit while this guy was chasing it down,
yeah,
this guy would rotate?
Yeah.
Is that,
yeah.
that's how
that is the defense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the NL all the time too. You actually see that.
It's why that your backhand flip is so important to be able to do, right? And it's why you want to fake when you.
Well, we saw earlier how Munzie actually faked the flip and the guy went early and then he went underneath.
Yep.
That's actually what I'm saying. Like you have to be willing to, like, you have to stop the ball first, like, or the guy will go underneath. So that's just the bench seal too. Like we're 2-man away, right? So we're 2-man away. We try to seal the top. Sonny comes late, right? I actually think that they got caught in transition again though. Like they can see that there's only 4 guys on the floor for them. Like, yeah. I don't know. They made a couple of bench mistakes too in this series. Like they cost them. Like the defender like is behind Sonny. Like they actually made a mistake. There's only 4 guys on the floor. Like it's supposed to be a bench seal, but there's no one actually to seal there. So and then we crashed the far side. It's a great shot by Sonny. Yeah, so again, this is Shadow again. We're supposed to, like, that's a set play too. Because they were shooting out on Denon here, like when Sonny pushed in, Sonny pushes into the top, like right here. Sonny wasn't holding the seal very well. So we decided to like let Denon go with the guy and then pass the ball to Sonny.
Yeah.
Here, like we actually slipped it. Like that's a set play. But the ball is actually supposed to come from low because that's a really hard passing angle to Sonny in the middle. But obviously it worked out. He scored. He took a hit here, but like really, so this play right here, either if Sonny seals, Denon's open. If they jump that, then Sonny's open. Like it's almost impossible to defend that.
Right.
That's a really good play.
I want to ask you the question about the skip pass that you got going. And you got Sonny kind of offset to the wrong side a little bit in order to open up that skip pass even more. Is that why you're doing that?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah. So like as the ball goes low, if the ball goes low and then Denon goes in right there, that actually brings that top guy down. Like he has to go with Denon, the top guy that's checking Denon right now. So as Denon flashes the middle, the only one that can stop him is the top guy, or the crease could go, I guess, the far crease, but really then Munzie's open.
The interesting thing about this too is that, like, so if Sonny has it, this guy doesn't have to come out, but that's his guy right now.
Yeah.
And when Denon starts cutting, if as soon as the ball gets here, now this guy has to get all the way down, right? But when you have that skip pass, when you bring it over this way a little bit, it gives you a really quick, safe skip pass that makes it very hard for that guy to get on Denon. Is that basically the design in the beginning?
We want to actually, like, for this play, like, even if you pass the ball back and forth between Sonny and folds low, like Dylan Lowe, if you just pass the ball back and forth there and Denon just goes up and down in the hole, that defender is going to have a tough time. Either Sonny's going to shoot, somebody's going to be open. But for this play, if the ball goes low and Denon cuts, the only one that could check Denon is that player.
Right. So real quick, back and forth between these two puts an incredible amount of stress on that guy to cover
if Denon flashes.
If he wants to. So that's part of the play. But the play itself really was more about the seal, which Denon scored on the first time, but it was a little lucky because he didn't totally seal him. And now you're like, all right, well, let's just slip it anyways.
Yeah, because they're going to respect Denon. They're actually going to respect Denon here now, right? That defender actually jumps the seal to get out. He doesn't even know Denon. He isn't even looking at Denon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he knows Denon's going out there.
Yeah.
But really, like, for this play, like, if I was going to draw it on a board, I would have the ball, like, Will should have passed that's the better passing angle. And then, really, it's a 3-on-2 low. Like, we're always just trying to create a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1.
That guy sneaks in because this guy's going to have to help on that. And then you got your lefty on the one time.
Yeah, there's always, like, it's almost impossible to defend, but then it becomes a read. Like, it's actually like, well, someone's open, right? Somebody's open for sure. Just got to move your feet, make sure there's a passing lane between you and the ball carrier.
I was watching the Peterborough Lakers from this summer run this exact look with the skip pass between these two.
Yeah.
And I noticed it's a really interesting look.
Yeah, so even if they were doing that, right? If they were doing that, think if Munsey stepped up. Like, if the far crease just steps up a bit. You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't actually, like,
up here?
Yeah, like, actually just step up. Yeah. Like, to find a seam, to always make sure there's a seam between you and the ball if you're on the power play. Like, literally, there has to be a passing lane between you and the ball. Like, find a seam, like, so that your stick can always see the ball.
Yeah, seriously, because if the ball's going back and forth here and he's cutting and the backside left, he steps up a little bit. This guy, you know, it's a great idea of spacing right there. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool look. And then just a great shot.
Yeah, it's unreal. Yeah, it takes a hit, scores a goal.
And then Will Clayton, that might have been the game winner, huh? Was it?
No.
No?
No, I think it was 8-8.
He just shuffles his way in and just hammers that thing. Low, high windup.
Yeah.
His windup is very deceptive, don't you think?
Yeah. Again, he's not shooting at the net. He's actually, like, hitting a spot. He's actually looking where he wants to shoot the ball and then shooting it there. Like, try to hit a spot. You know, a lot of goals, like, they're shot in an area. Like, you know, like, I know sort of where I want to shoot the ball, and sometimes they get shot, but, like, if you can see the net and hit a spot, like, you're going to score a lot of goals.
I have a question, though. How do you sort of balance the element of being deceptive? Because if you tell the goalie where you're shooting it by staring it down, they're more likely to make that play. And how do you see it and put it there and not make it obvious where you're putting it?
Well, I mean, you can actually – I'm not saying to, like, look at the net, like, but you have to see the net.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's why I was asking. Yeah.
You don't want to, like, necessarily look where you're going to shoot. You could look, like, I don't know. The goalies sort of, I think they play your body position a lot, your stick release. You know what I mean? You can release the ball differently. Like, Will has a few shots that he can shoot. You know, overhand, like how you release, you push far side, you pull it short side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sidearm around a guy, bounce. Like, you have to sort of develop your own shot. But, like, I mean, just to be different. Like, if you watch an NLL shooter, they'll shoot, like, too far side high, and then they'll shoot short side low. You know what I mean? Like, they don't shoot in the same spot all the time. They're actually, like, shooting it, and then they try to have the same release, but do a different shot.
Yeah.
Like, literally just, like, pull it down, hook it short side. Like, they can actually, like, move the ball around with the same release, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the goalie's, like, guessing.
Yeah, no idea.
But I don't know. The goalie here should have known he's shooting short side. Like he's literally scored like short side, short side, short side.
Yeah.
Like this is short side again. Like it's
kind of the perfect shot too. Like you were basically saying.
To pull it short side there, overhand that hard is like, yeah, that's that was special. He had a special night. That's the winning goal right there. That's a set play. Again, right? Yeah, so we decided we're like gassed and it's like tight. So I just said like double down on the left, and then Thomas was going under. I told Thomas just to vacate underneath and try to take the anchor away. We'll get the ball in the swing and go under. And he actually, like, if you watch it in slow motion, Thomas goes low. Thomas, like, Temple just goes low there, and then he just cuts through, like, pushes the anchor away. The anchor goes. Will gets the ball. Topside defenders playing, like, topside.
Yep.
This play right here is why they sort of, the anchors, like, stay now. Because if you vacate underneath, and you get the ball in the elbow, like it's really hard to stop somebody from going underneath, right? Like right here, the guy actually thinks he has help. Like the top defender. Yeah. I think it's Biles was his name. Big guy, but not as fast as Will, obviously. Yeah, that was like really awesome.
So this play, this is an off-bench 3-man side.
Yeah, yeah. Because I actually called it for Will. To get underneath.
What a great call.
Yeah, that was a good play. It was a good play. He had some jump there too.
Yeah, he did. He had some more quickness, and there it is.
And then Kirky, you know, who did we have? We got Rylan Reese, Graydon Bradley, and who else was there? Dylan Folds. Kirkness. Who else did we get at the deadline? Like we actually had 5. We got 5 players at the deadline, I think.
Yeah.
Who else did we get? We've been talking about it so long. I'm like, feel curious.
Yeah.
We had Ryland, Kirky, Kimmer, Folds, and Graydon Bradley, and then we like those 5 guys made our team like just that much better, like almost like Six Nations, like where the year before they had these guys, they got a bunch of guys at the trade deadline that just sort of put them over the top. And, we had guys, returning that had won before. We had we were ready to go to battle. And it was like a really magical thing for me as a coach. It's incredible to see the guys win. Like it was a special thing for me in my life, for sure. Like of my coaching, it was like, yeah. I've had an opportunity to win some national championships, but nothing like that. Like that was like really special, like really awesome team effort, and being able to coach with Pat, like Pat and I are best friends. So to be able to experience that with him was like really awesome. And Dakota, his son, was on the team, and it was like a really special thing. Right.
Yeah. So cool, man. Well, Bish, spending this time with you and listening to you makes me understand exactly why Colin loved playing for you so much. Enthusiasm and knowledge and ability to relate and explain it is awesome. So thank you so much for taking the time, and hopefully we'll be in touch.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
Thanks, Bish.
Thanks.
Bye.